Tonight, we return the heart of speed to a place carved from steel and spirit, where engines roar, tires scream, brave. Only the brave find victory and glory. This is the Lausitzring, ladies and gentlemen, and under the lights of round 2 in the Wednesday Cup Championship, the Wednesday Cup continues its fierce charge. A championship where reputations are built one corner at a time and mistakes are punished. From the long straights to the technical twists, this place demands precision, patience and raw passion, and it's also a battlefield where the strategy meets instinct and where sim racers push their limits of control in the pursuit of the one thing they all crave more so than their first time out on the town, victory. Tonight it's not just about points though, it's about proving you belong. And it's also about putting your name on the map. And for drivers, it's about showing the world what happens when skill meets and soul on the asphalt. This is round 2 of the Wednesday Cup, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lausitzring. And this, right here, bringing you every heartbeat, every apex, every unforgettable moment live, is Simsational TV.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, indeedy. Another classic intro for the books. Here we are, folks. It is Simsational TV, your home of Australian sim broadcasting, and welcome to the one and only midweek madhouse they call the Wednesday Cup. It's the fastest, fiercest, most feral racing you'll see this side of Bathurst on a bender. Tonight is, it's round 2, isn't it? We're up in Lausitzring, up in the northern hemisphere of the globe here in Germany. And as always, I am guided through this digital coliseum, not alone. But tonight next to me is the man, again, voted fitness and wellness influencer of 2024. He's got more protein on board than Jake Buttigieg has ballast in this round, should I say. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Zach O'Reilly, joining me in the commentary box.
Thank you very much, Chris. I'm just looking at my can of wild turkey and I cannot see any protein involved in it, so I'm a bit out and about tonight. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone, welcome viewers, and welcome to our Wednesday Cup Madness session. We are here at the Battle of the Bratwurst, as they like to call it. We're at Lausitzring, ladies and gentlemen, round 2 of the Wednesday Cup, and qualifying is going to be here shortly. 8-minute session for them, so it's going to be a relatively 6 or 7 laps by the time they get around. Race 1, 15 minutes as always. Race 2 is a 16-minute top 10 reverse grid, as we love to see the guys who finish first come climbing back through the grid. And race 3, 17 minutes, a top 15 reverse grid. The track's a bit cooler now. Temperature in the air is only 20 degrees and 24 on the track. It's probably like a heat wave in Germany at this temperature. And the fastest man in the practice session throughout the week, though, has been the American marvel himself, Colton Atkins, with a 129.62. And Lausitzring with its 12 turns and 3.4 kilometres, Chris. It's going to be a battle of the best. Yeah, it's one of those sort of infield circuits where around the outside is a high-speed oval ring. But this one takes a little bit of an adventure down into the paddock in the midfield. So we've got, it sort of reminds me of a cross between Indianapolis and Daytona infield courses. And certainly Daytona, where that final turn where you come out onto the ring itself is so important, because it just slingshots you down through that big, what do you call it? Cambered corner, where you'll get plenty of suck in these cars, that's for sure. It is round 2, ladies and gentlemen, and that means we've got some driver standings to take a look at this week. And Jake Buttigieg was on fire last week, Zacko, and he took out the round win with 2 victories and a second. So he is right out there in front with 154 points and 14 kilos of ballast, mind you. Behind him, we got Dion Clerk, who was right up there in the point standings with him, a 131. Joining
joining him on exactly the same amount is Fabian Fitness. Behind them, Lachlan Grant, who has just got the all clear from the misso in the old Grant household to join us again tonight. So thank you, Lucky Stars. He will maintain his campaign for supremacy here in Wednesday Cup Season 18. Behind him, the man, the fastest man this week, Colton Atkins, on 127 points, a couple of 3 kilos of ballast on his car. I thought it was 4. I guess I was wrong. It's 3. Remo Grand there in 6th position. Following him, Brendan Hark and Ezra Simon, 7th and 8th. Both on, nope, it's 125 and 123. Colin Warwick finally getting into the server on 114. And Clint Olaf there, I think a debutant here in the Wednesday Cup, doing well for his first time out in the top 10 and loving life up there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, by jingos, especially when you're in that sort of Eskin realm of this competition. Look at all those cars out there. We've got about 30-something cars on the track tonight. Again, ladies and gentlemen, and they're lining up to start their qualifying session. And one man who is leading the championship is leading the charge to get out there on track first is Jake Buttigieg. Looks like it there in the Air Malta liveried Formula Miguel. These cars are unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. 430 odd kilos and 415, in fact, with only 117 brake horsepower with 154 newton meters of torque. They're bloody quick. They're light. And look at those tyres. Your pizza wheels probably only about half as wide as those things. And they definitely make it exciting under brakes, under power. And we saw that at Tsukuba in round 1 on Wednesday last. Put on a show. And the show is about to start, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying's up and underway. 8 minutes and counting is left in this session for them to get themselves into a rhythm, get themselves a bit of clean air on this track. And I'll tell you what, if I was someone right now in this little gaggle, I would find a quick driver to slot behind and stick with him for 2 laps and get the suck down the bank turns here, because that could be worth 3 or 4 tenths and bump you up a couple of positions, Chris.
Oh, certainly would be, yeah. And it's well within these guys' rights too to just sit up behind some of these faster guys and probably take some notes too about what sort of lines they're taking through some of these very difficult sort of left-right turns. Some of them are a little bit off camber and a little bit bumpy in the braking zone as well. So certainly getting your old notebook out and finding the fastest way around can always start in the qualifying session. Probably not the most ideal place to start pumping out the note taking on how to go faster, but certainly one of the things that these drivers can do, and this is the guy you'd want to be behind at the moment, Jake Buttigieg. Even though he's carrying 14 kilos of ballast on board, he's still going to be rip-roaring and ready to go in this circuit. And there's another car coming into the pits, out of the pits here at the moment too, so just waiting, and probably the most inopportune time because he's got the whole gaggle of cars coming up behind him. But let's go on a lap of Lausitzring here with Zach O'Reilly and courtesy of Jake Buttigieg through turn 1 now.
Oh, here we go. So it's a really technical bumpy circuit, as Chris said. You've got a sort of a whoop-de-doo to open the lap. And it's incredible to see how he's going. He uses all the track and a bit more, in fact, and to break it down into second gear, then another little sweeper. And this is where you can take 3 or 4 different lines onto this first part of the outer loop, they like to call it here at Lausitzring. And it's just a little sort of a straight to get yourself ducked in, turn it in really, really shallow there. Get onto that green marker there. That's your cue for your apex. Sling it out wide again for another right-hander. You sort of got to lean off the throttle here, as you can see Jake Buttigieg does for about 2 or 3 times throughout that corner just to get the car settled and pull itself back onto another little main straightaway. This is where some racing is going to be won and lost here in positions. But Jake's doing a very good job here in qualifying at the moment. Gets it turned in smooth as you like. One input on the steering wheel just opens up that steering angle, shifts the gear out of the corner and into another long sweeper here into a hard braking zone, which is the final section of the circuit before that big long back suck section here at Germany. I'm telling you, and that's not how you do it, Jakey, but he managed to hold it up right there. It's so slippery out here. It is like 3 or 4 different lines you can take there as well, and the traction is limited. And now it's just that big, long slingshot down this straight. If you stuff that exit up too many times in the race, you are going to get swamped. And Jake Buttigieg's about to cross the start-finish line with a 130.7 and a half there to set the old qualifying banker lap in, and he's still good half a second in front here as the time start to climb through, with McFadden bumping himself up into 3rd, now 4th, because here comes Fabian Fitness, Chris.
Yeah, Fabian just sitting there in 2nd position on the standings, tied, in fact, with Dion Clerk. So both of those guys battling it out. Where is Clerk on the track? I haven't seen his name pop up in the timing tower yet, but he will, I'm sure. Down there in 16th position, hasn't put in his hot lap yet, so he's back there in the traffic. And look at that track map in your bottom right-hand corner, folks. It is absolutely full. There is about 30-odd cars out there on the circuit, maybe even more than that at the moment. Looking at some of these numbers, could be 34 plus. So just Wednesday Cup, doing Wednesday Cup things here, folks. It's absolutely marvellous stuff. But Jason McFadden is looking green. Oh, he just lost it and goes back into the pits. Not happy with that. Let's go and look at the tomato sauce cheese man, Thomas Marzella, down here in 7th position with 133.5 and doing good things currently. And he's, look at that liveries as well. He's got his own personalised section here. Marzella Incorporated, Tomato Motorsport. I love it. Bit of sensational stickers on the side there as well. Mirage Speed, beautiful stuff there from the what can we call him? The
head of the cheese board.
The head of the cheese board. There
yeah.
He is, the captain of cheese.
He's got the captaincy of that. He's got the captaincy of his own motorsport company as well. And he does have his own little platform. So if you're looking for something, go and look at Marzella Motorsport. And it'll see you get some good content there for him. He'll probably be racing live, in fact, as well.
Oh, is that on his YouTube channel, is it?
It is on his channel, so
there you go.
A good shout-out for him. But speaking of that, we're at 3 minutes left in this one already, Chris. It's already gone down to the wire. And Brendan Hack is out in front of the Hackster with a 30.291. He's pipped everyone. Matt Munro's entered the party, but he's automatically been pipped by a good 3/10 by Cole Warwick. He's just gone slap into 3rd place. Jake Buttigieg has been done for 2nd at the moment, so he's got to get himself onto a little bit of a momentum swing. But look at those times. They are so tight, ladies and gentlemen. It's nothing between the top 3 there at the moment. And then you've got a little bit of a gap there between them and the top 10. Here comes Verrill. We called him out on Sunday, Chris.
Yeah.
And look what? He showed up.
Yeah, he has responded in the best way that old BZ does. We call him out on stream, and next minute he signed up to the old Wednesday Cup. He was actually fastest during the week, right up until, I think, yesterday or the day before, when Colton Atkins showed up and pipped him just. So I was getting ready to write Dean Verrill in the old introduction screen there, but Colton Atkins, the American man, there's a stray car there. I think it was Sam Bensley just trying to get out of the way, but moved to the wrong side of the circuit. That's put Dean Verrill off his line there a little bit, and probably off his hot lap. So he's probably going to have to go around one more time to try and improve. But that's where you want to be, at least in the top 10 to start off here in race 1. Fabian Fitness now goes up into the 2nd row provisionally. So that is good news for him to keep his campaign alive. As we saw last week, the guys got a little bit uppity and had around Tsukuba circuit. This time they've actually had a full 7 days to practice this circuit. It's not like it's a old circuit malfunction and they had to be lumped onto a new one. So they should be good to go tonight, and a little bit more elbows in perhaps.
No, look at their Wednesday Cup races. They know how to race with their elbows out and do it cleanly too. Miraculously, you don't really put those two in the same sentence, and it works out. But it does, and they're pretty good races here. Don't you worry about that, viewers. Fitness is doing some little bit of purple sector 1 here, so he's getting quicker, aging like fine wine. But he injects some more testosterone into his blood veins every single time he does a lap around here. He's got it right next to him, and that testosterone turns into clenbuterol. It turns into whatever it is. It gets the old horse tablets from Arnold. He's ready to go. And with 2nd place in the championship, he is on song here to maybe take another one if he can get past Jake Buttigieg. But he's got a bit of a mountain to climb. He's got half a second between himself and the Hackster with 30 seconds to go in qualifying. It's now do or die for these races out there. Who's going to invent themselves into the top 10? Who's going to take qualifying here and start the race off pole?
Yeah, well, we're going to find out in about 19 seconds. This will be, actually, Fitness gets to go around again. Doesn't improve that time. Buttigieg was on for a massive improvement here, and still is. He's about 3/10 up, but I think just that little excursion with that back marker there might have hurt his chances, because he is now just teetering on the edge of an improvement. Very hard to tell if he's up or down at the moment. He's gone green in the 1st sector, and that is good for him, but I think just that little bit of God, there's another car, and that has probably just spelt the end of that little exchange for him. Colin Warwick is on for an improvement. He's, where is he on the circuit? Just gone past the start-finish line. Actually, he is done. Thank you very much. Jake Buttigieg's the only one left in the top 4, still on a valid lap. Brendan Hark has come in at the death with a 130.2. That's pretty quick, but they were doing 130.1s during most of the week when before Colton Atkins came through at the very death with a 129. So hopefully he can hopefully to him, he can pop in one of those at the very death, but at the moment, he's about 3/10 down. Jake Buttigieg, however, is just teetering on the edge. He's about a 10th down on his own time. I don't know if he can do any better. He's gone a little bit purple through that bit, but I don't think it's enough to get him on the pole position here. It looks as if so far it's going to be the 2 points going to the Hackster. But let's see how Colton Atkins is going on his final lap.
Well, he's just about to round the final turn. He is now. He's on the suck train at the moment. Can he get this lap any further up the road? He's ticking down the timer at the moment. He's got 1 second now to beat his own personal best, and he does not with a 130.101. What is it? 131.081. Only a 10th off his personal best. But geez, that is a good-looking grid there, I'm telling you. You got Alex McEwen. Is he setting a fastest lap? Did he get around before the time and came off? Surely not.
He's still on a push lap by the looks of it. Yeah, and he's about 3.5 tenths up too. So,
geez, so this could be a change here, ladies and gentlemen. He might bump himself up into 3rd place with that sort of thing. If he's 3 he's pulled it in, so he's done. He's out.
No good.
Everyone's done. That is it. And your results will be right here on the screen. Jake Buttigieg takes pole position. He's got first blood over Colin Warwick, and that thing has just deleted the cars again. It's come back. Fabian Fitness is, well, hang on. No, it's all backwards now.
No, it doesn't work. I was trying to fix that thing up, but apparently it that setting doesn't do anything, ladies and gentlemen.
Bugger all.
Yeah, hopefully in the next CSP update they fix that up. But we will get, we can only get it once everyone is out of the server, which we're probably not going to get in the next couple of minutes. So here's the timing here. I've got it on my screen, but you can't see it, but you can hear it. Hack is the number 1 driver here in qualifying, followed by Jake Buttigieg. Colin Warwick off the 2nd row with Fitness. Munro off the 3rd row with Atkins. McEwen off the 4th row with Verrill. And Hayden Wallace and Crowther make out your 5th row. Thomas Marzella off the 6th row with McFadden. Remo and Mark Stevens off the 7th row with Dion Clerk and Gerardo Bianco, the Italian stallion behind them. Clint Olive and Ezra Simons follow those 2 guys with Grant and Ward behind them. Buttigieg in the senior variety, Paul and Brody Barber follow those guys with Lee James, Joshy Sadler, David Smart, Scotty McEwen behind them with White Salmon, Taylor Simmons on his first time out in the new look WC, Rob Priest, Ian O'Brien, Sam Dooley and Sam Bensley make out your grid, and it's a bloody huge one, folks, and we are just about ready to go racing in race 1. This could serve up anything. There's a lot of names mixed up and around from what we've seen in the past in the Wednesday Cup, so anything could happen here, and I'm looking forward to it.
Aren't we all? And we're going to get set straight into it, ladies and gentlemen. Go quickly, get those condiments refilled, get yourselves strapped in, put the Canara on because it's freezing here in Victoria, and get the air conditioner settled in. Do whatever you need to do, dressing gown on, slippers on, and sit yourself back in that chair and relax, because Wednesday Cup is here. Simsational TV is here to bring you all the action here for this round here at round 1. It's all going to be happening here. Race 1 coming your way in just a few moments.
SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of...
Welcome back, folks. Round 2 is just about to get set and racing. Waiting on the... Oh, here he is. He's just joined the server here. Brendan Hack in the number 66. Have a look at that livery, folks. It's a ripper as well, a number 66. It's not his own delivery. Benjamin Dalia. It's got me all mixed up there, but it's a ripper. There's a few good standard liveries on these as well, but look at this one from Jake Buttigieg, the old Air Malta, doing good things. And I love that colour scheme. He's got the Maltesers, a bit of yellow, a bit of red as well. Behind him we got Cole Warwick in the all red. Can't miss it. Hopefully does a bit better than the Ferrari F1 team, Zach O'Reilly. They've been very underwhelming again this season. So fitness behind him, and Munro round out your top 6.
Yeah, unbelievable. Matt Munro is looking very sharp as well. And he'll be on there, that thing, Formula Missile. Well, that's dead set what he can be. And whether he contacts you or not is one thing, but if he gets himself up into the front of the grid, he's there. That is Colton Atkins there with the Apex Artist livery. That looks pretty cool. I do like that one as well. VHT. Oh, geez, that takes me back to the Wins days. That's a cracking one for Alex McEwen. So we'll see him. He's a really quick driver. Ferrell Verrill's on screen with the Jamison Golden Jack car. And then your next one up the grid is from Braveheart himself, is ready to rock and roll in the S18 car. And I think this is going to be exciting with Lee Crowther, the Birdman, as we like to call him there, the head of the cheese board in the best one. And he's sitting there, Thomas Mozzarella. Brian's cousin gets injections of stem cell therapy to increase his IQ each time he's inside the top 10, so he's willing to get something. That was that's Revo Grant there in the Speed Nation livery. And as he gets through it, we can see Steve-O there. We've got another Speed Nation car with Dion Glurk, who's entered the chat. We've got Gerald Bianco from Italy there as well, racing around. The lights are up, Christopher, with Olive there. It's your turn to call this one, and this is going to be a belt to the start. Let's get ready, folks, because the lights are up, and we are just about to go racing here for race 1 at Lausitzring, Germany. And Haak is out there on his own. A very nice start from him. Jake Buttigieg looking to maybe send it up the inside here at turn 1, but he's nowhere near close enough. So Haak will just lead into turn 1, absolutely untouched, but he's gone in way too hot. He's cooked it into the grass, and they're all going to come flying up behind him here. Jake Buttigieg, the first one to have a look at him, still slow on momentum, and Buttigieg's just going to probably have a look at him around the outside, trying to have a go here, but the long way around is not the fastest way, as you've seen. And Buttigieg just making a big mistake there, falling back into the lap of Fitness, who then checks up, and now it's the two foes at it again. Matt Munro and Fabian Fitness side by side. That is usually preceded by one of these blokes getting spat off into the grass. This time they make it through unscathed, but the battle is not over yet, because Fitness is looking racy. He's made up a position off the start. Matt Munro is got past him as well. The battle for the lead is about 3/10 as well. Let's look back through the pack here, because Hayden Wallace and Dean Verrill are battling it out with Lee Crowther. The Birdman going to slide it up the inside, maybe get a 2-for-1 here. A bit of smoke coming from Verrill's car, but he's made the move stick on Wallace, or has he? Because Wallace now sends it back up the inside, and McFadden's going to try and follow him through, which he does. Oh, almost contact between those two guys. I don't know how they avoided that, but that is clean racing so far from the whole grid. Fantastic to see, and they go back out onto the course proper for the first time. Brendan Haak leads with Jake Buttigieg about half a second behind. Matt Munro closing in on them. Fitness about a second behind, with Colin Warwick rounding out your top 5, and that was a great start from all of these guys involved. Well, yeah, nearly a disaster for Brendan Haak, though. He just spat it off, but here comes Jason McFadden. Look at the suck down the back straight on Wallace. He's going to go straight up the inside here, or is he? Because it's a very, very tight entry into this one. You got that big kilometre of a wall there that Jason just did. That could be some damage there, and I'll tell you what, Lee Crowther's got a free kick through that, and he's inside the top 10 as well. Oh, the heebie-jeebies are starting already. Oh, no! Oh, contact there from a couple of them. And there goes around Crowther, and I think that was another car, was Wallace too. He's been spun around also. That's disaster there. So 2 cars have been taken out. And just as we said that they were doing absolutely fantastic, they just give us the old Tijuana and say, piss off you lot. We're going to show you what we're made of. But Buttigieg's in third. Matt Munro's got through on him as well. So a big mover and shaker again is the missile himself, Munro. And then we've got Lachlan Grant here, who's injected himself, said thank you to the misso, but I'm going racing tonight. I'll give you something later on just to make up for it. And he's in 14th here with Dion Clerk right big in front of him there, and Gray Ward sticking on his collar too. So these boys all having a good tussle in the mid-pack into this heavy braking zone. Now we go into a long sleeping left-hander, Chris, and these boys know what to do. Speaking of which, here goes Fabian.
Whoa, up the inside of Jake Buttigieg. Caught him napping there. Left just a Formula Ford's width of room on the inside, and that's all you need for Mr. Fitness to go, yeah, you know what, I'm sliding that right up in there, whether you like it or not. So he goes up into the podium positions now. He's there's a fair bit of a gap there in front too, so he's got a bit of work to do, but here comes Buttigieg with the reverse suck, I suppose, as Matt Munro puts in the fastest lap of the race. Look at that suck. He's just slingshotting him around the outside, but Fitness was good enough just to get to that apex first, and now they have to follow each other through the little snake section here because there's just no overtaking through there. You find yourself wide of any description, and it just takes away all your pace. That rhythm section, really important to get right to be on that racing line, and if you're off it, you really drop the time, and I think that's how Fitness just sort of ended up in that second gap between the top two, because he was battling it out last lap through that bit, and that really cost him some time. As you can see now, just getting the head down, trying not to look in the mirrors, but how hard is that with Jake Buttigieg closing in these braking sections so quickly indeed. He's probably just starting to look in the mirrors. Here he goes, Buttigieg. Look at that, just all over the back of Fitness here at the moment. He's going to try for a dip. He does. He pulls it up on the inside. Fabian saw him coming, gave him plenty of room. Otherwise, there would have been some contact there. Now they're going to go side by side again, and Fabian gets the better of it. How good are these two going here at the moment? Battling hard, and behind them as well, Atkins and Warwick starting to join the fun as well, and make a bit of their own with McEwen and Verrill also closing in. This could be a 7-car battle here in no time.
Oh, absolutely. You can see them all now, just line astern. So it's nearly a suck train here, ladies and gentlemen, through the suck section of the track here. Oh, they're all going for it, that's for sure. Hax has put in the fastest lap of the race. But look at that. Look at Hax. Oh, even contact. Just the old Morse code on the rear bumper. Tried the old Chaminda Vass with no lube straight up the bum. And he came out the other side with no sort of rectification there. Maybe a sore you-know-what. But at the moment, if he keeps doing that, that could be some damage to him as well. He doesn't want that with Colton Atkins. So he's just pushing his way through the field, seeing what he can do. But he's got to be mindful, because that man behind him in that purple, white and red VHC car is one Alex McEwen, who knows how to go racing too. So any tomfoolery, and this battle could be about 5 or 6 cars long. If there's one cork in the bottle at the moment, it looks like it is Alex McEwen, because here comes Ferrell Verrill. He's got the old, I'm going to call him the tip rat, Ferrell Verrill. The tip rat right now. He's going for it on McEwen, and D&Q in front versus the tip rat. Any scraps he can find, he's absolutely eating the bum hole here off the carcass and going for it around the outside, McEwen style. Can he get the job done, Trailer Park Girl? No. He's going to file it back in, try to get that late apex and dart it out the other side. He does. He's got the overlap here just on Alex McEwen, but that is the quicker line where Alex is going, because he's chopped the radius off the corner. Ferrell's going up the inside. Oh, nearly caught the old back end again, and just thought he was getting the old bakery things. And he's tried it once more on Alex McEwen. These guys are going hammer and tong, Chris. Now it's up for Ferrell to get a good run here in a suck. Yeah,
it's great stuff from those guys. We saw the Tomato Man, the cheese board, just losing a position there to Clint Olive, who's up there in the top 10 in the driver standings as well. So he's come to terms with these cars fairly quickly. Look at this, Ezra now on the back of him with a massive suck. He's just going to pull out now. That's the way to do it. And he will look up the inside. Marzella coming across too very late, because he makes the move. And there's contact there with Simons, Marzella, Olive come together, but Olive stays on the track. But back here, they're still side by side. It's Marzella and Clerk, in fact. Clerk getting the better of it. Marzella just, I think, maybe low on confidence now. He's just saw all these Formula Fords coming through. Oh, man, Lockie Grant poking his nose up and getting squeezed onto the grass. He gets back onto the circuit. Yeah, absolutely. We told him in the chat too. Tell the misso you're taking up golf as a hobby instead of sim racing, and watch how quickly they say, oh yes darling, you can go and sim race for an hour on a Wednesday night, rather than take the whole weekend and come home pissed on a Saturday and Sunday. Here goes Atkins up the inside of Colin Warwick, easy as you like, and back there as well, Verrill and McEwen battling it out just like they were the lap previous.
Oh, the tip rat's going for it. He's just sending it around the outside, but he can't get the job done. Full defence there from Alex McEwen. Great driving from the both of them. Data back through. Ferrell's going on the inside. Oh, that was nearly contact there as well. A massive contact from Colton Atkins here too. He's gone the wrong way, and I think he's blown his
he's
engine.
pulled it
He's
out.
gone back to the pits, and DNF, disaster for the big American. But that is full contact, because you can see in the background there, that was Warwick and him coming together. We just did. I'd like to see what the stewards have to say about that one. But the tip rat's trying to eat some of the carcass of Alex McEwen's dead body in front of him. It's gone around the outside. Can he get that job done? No, he can't. But McEwen slaps the inside wall with his rear tyre
close.
and somehow comes out the other side of it unscathed, ladies and gentlemen. That's how hard these boys are going at it, and cracking event here. Oh, massive moment.
Busted.
Oh, it's just punted Ezra. Ezra won't be too happy about that one.
No way.
He will literally be throwing hands at the moment if he could in the Simba.com box. I'm telling you, that is going to be a big, big yelling session in the old Discord chat, I reckon. Oh man, guilty as charged. But the good thing is for Speed Nation is Dion Clerk's got in front of him as well, so that's okay. There's Colton Atkins back out on the field, albeit just watching the field stream past him a lap down.
Yeah, maybe watching the stream as well with one eye on the YouTube channel. But I think, Olive, if you're listening, but I think that might have to be a redress to Ezra there. We did catch the end of it, and it looked very damning indeed. But there's always two sides to the story, so we'll get back to that. Here's Grey Ward, however, having a look on the back of Marzella as well. Poor old Marzella just going backwards in this race. He qualified really well, and we've seen in some of the wheel-to-wheel stuff just getting muscled out of it, and maybe putting Lockie Grant on the opposite side of where he wanted to be on the circuit too. So Grey Ward now giving him a bit of the old hurry up here at the moment. At the front though, Brendan Hark still out in front. Matt Munro closing in on him, but that gap still 1.2, 1.3 seconds. So the Harkster doing wonderful things out there in front. Matt Munro sitting in second. Fabian Fitness all covered by a fair amount of distance. Dean Verrill and Alex McEwen not letting go of each other as well. Alex McEwen, no stranger to these cars. We did run these in season 2 of the Wednesday Cup back when yours truly was racing, and so he knows how to race these cars. Does Alex McEwen? He was certainly shown how to race them by yours truly as well, who took the title, mind you. Here goes Dean Verrill up the inside. That's one of those turns. The entry is so wide, you can pretty much enter it however you like. So it's one of those turns where you want to really, the ideal line is to go in deep and sort of late apex it. But if you do that, you leave yourself vulnerable. And Dean Verrill just pulled Alex's pants down there and said, well, mate, you want to go for the late apex? I'm going for the early apex and the block pass, and I'll take that every day of the week.
Oh, definitely. But Alex is coming back at him here too. So how long can he keep him behind is the big question. It's going to be a really, really cracking battle here all the way through this race, I feel. But I don't think anyone will come a gutser, because they're two clean, quick races when it comes to it. So if you got respect on track, everyone will respect you as well. And at the moment, Verrill's got a beautiful run here. I think he's just a little bit further away than what he would hope that he was, but that's okay. Joshy Sadler at the moment, though, however, right in the background here, is having a good old battle with Hooly Dooley, and he's trying to get up the rear end of him for 24th and 25th. There are only 6 or 7 tenths between them, but one man in the Speed Nation livery is trying as best as he possibly can, because his teammates are a little bit further up the grid, but it'll come good as the season goes on. I can assure you, Christopher Munro.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get down here, because battle for 15th is on. Ezra Simons. Both of these guys actually being victims of a maybe a little punt or a turn-in incident, perhaps. But now they're back into it. But that gap's gone out just a little bit as we put the camera to them. That's typical, ladies and gentlemen. It's very hard to catch a battle in the making, and it's hard to go past these two again, because McEwen has closed up the gap to Dean Verrill in front, and the longer he does that, because Verrill's now starting to think, you know what, I'm going to go defensive all out, because he's probably no chance of catching up to Buttigieg in front. He'll take P5, but if he mucks around too much, he could end up in P7, because Colin Warwick closing in as well behind them. This will be a little three-way car battle to the very end. Let's ride on board with Colin Warwick, because he can see exactly how this is going to play out, and you'll see that Alex McEwen is one of the more patient drivers. He will sit there until the very last minute, if he needs to, sit behind Dean Verrill and make that move stick. But look at this. What a beautiful exit from Colin Warwick. No, don't get out of the slipstream just yet, mate. Sit there behind him. Get right up behind that gearbox. Then pull out onto the inside. He's on the wrong side of the track here. Colin Warwick, is he going to try and send it stick style or M&M style, as we say here in the box, around the outside? I don't think he can. Oh, geez, Alex gets so close to that inside wall on turn 1. I swear he's hit it a couple of times. It looked like that again, but manages to hold on to that wheel as well. These are tiny little bits of steel rod holding these wheels on. The suspension's all these things, and one small tap on any kind of hard surface can send that wheel rolling down the street. But somehow he's kept them on, and in the meantime, with this just that little attack from Colin Warwick, it's sort of let the pressure off Dean Verrill, and he's buggered off to about a second gap down the road. So McEwen just coming up to speed in these cars slowly. He is no stranger to them, so don't you worry about that. By the end of the night, I'm sure he'll be setting purple sectors at some stage. So down here, though, James Pickard and Paul Buttigieg having a nice little battle. Paul has actually gone forward a lot in this race, so he's come to terms with these cars quite well too.
He has inside the top 15. He'll be bloody wrapped with that, and he'll literally just be talking to Jake as he goes. He goes, mate, I've got a top 15. How good's that? And then they'll have a bit of father and son moment together. These are core memories coming back. So it's all good to see Paul Buttigieg right there. And he's having a good old time on the back of James Pickard. But Warwick now is following Chris Munro's advice. He's actually heard him. And that's it. Massive moment there. That was full Pastor Maldonado on Verstappen style S2015 or 14 at A1 ring or Red Bull ring. Shit. They nearly came together. Yeah. And that was huge there from Cole Warwick. Just that last minute rubber band caught him out. And that was nearly a massive moment. So he's going to have to do all that hard work again in the next race because he's only got 42 seconds left to make another move on Alex McEwen. Gray Ward's having a good tussle here, though. He's trying to get Dion Clerk's 11th place here. And it's look on board here from Gray Ward's perspective. Oh, sideways there as well, mid-corner. Dion saw him coming, but Dion's going to fire it back down the inside. Gray's going to have to go a long way around and apex it or not. They're just going to go 2 by 2 up the inside again. And he's pushed him wide, but fair enough there. Oh, no! That's him into the wall moment. How did they come out of that without flipping the cars? I'll never know. But Gray Ward's muscled Dion wide. He's punted him into the wall. Dion's punted Gray back. He's hit the wall as well. They're both equally as damaged. And some miracle just came together there, kept them both on the circuit. And they've still got 10th and 11th and 12th, to battle over. Maybe a bit of muscling out of the way there for Gray Ward.
I'll tell you what, that's a yellow card there for Wardy. I'm sure he knew that there was a car on his outside, but wants to take it all the way to the fence anyway. But that'll be one for the stewards again. Ezra Simons here having Paul Buttigieg go up the inside. Oh, and he's just lost it on his own, and he's been collected there by Simons. There goes Grant and Pickard as well around the outside. Easy manoeuvre there. Poor old Paul Buttigieg is going to have some damage after that as well. Luckily, it is the last lap of the race. Brendan Hark has crossed the line in the lead of it, so he takes P1 in race 1 here this evening. Fabian Fitness actually got Matt Munro in the end, so a victim of his own circumstances is Matt Munro. How often does he throw it away in the last couple of laps? All he needs to do is hang on, but he wants to go for a fastest lap or here or that and ends up binning it. Anyway, there goes Fitness into P2. Should have been Matt Munro, but he just needs to find that consistency somewhere along the line. Got plenty of pace, just can't keep it together. Jake Buttigieg will take 4th position and probably maintain the lead of this championship. He had a very big lead coming into this race. Gene Verrill on debut here in the Formula Fords goes top 5. Thank you very much. Alex McEwen rounding out the top 6 with Colin Warwick behind him. Had every opportunity as well. Just kept going to the wrong side down the main straight. Just to dip it to the inside, bloke, and that's yours. Anyway, moving right along, Jason McFadden gets a couple of brain cells, stem cell implants there into 8th position. Clint Olive into the top 10 as well. And Tommy Marzella gets a top 10 as well. That's great news for him.
Look at them all just come through at the end of it. It's never over until that fat lady's sung, ladies and gentlemen. The checker flag is waved, as we always say here at Simsational TV, because these boys were probably thinking, I'm in for a top 15 here. And they've come outside the top 10. Great result there. And absolute perfect scenario for this man, because he will start off pole for the next one in 10th place. Will the head of the cheese board. So he's got his perfect opportunity to show us all how it's done live to the world on Simsational TV. But that doesn't matter, because he's got to be set and prepped for that one. We're not going to commentate or curse him. Gray Ward was the man who came 11th, though, as we get further down the grid there. Dion Clerk got 12th. James Pickard in 13th. Grant in 14th after saying nut to the misso. I'll see you later on. And then everyone's just trying to exit the server. We've got Ezra Simons in there. We've got Bianco there in 18th. Taylor Simmons on debut as well. He sticks himself inside the top 20. Lee James was in there as well, and everyone's exiting out of the service, so they can all get buggered. Yep. And we're going to get on to race 2, Christopher Munro, here at Simsational TV.
Yeah, it's a good idea, folks. It's coming into race 2. Anything could happen here. Top 10 reverse grid, the cheese board off the front row. So go and, refill your charcuterie boards if you want, because there's plenty of cheese to go around, and there will be coming up in race 2. So don't go anywhere, because we're going to be back in just a moment, and just a few words from our sponsors.
Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters.
Welcome back to the Lausitzring, folks and viewers out there in YouTube land. We've got a couple of minutes to go before we get cracking off here in the second race of this evening. Here he is, the cheese board. The cheese captain has made it his way into the serve, and the beautiful livery as well. And he will start on pole position. Clint Olive, I reckon he might be a dark horse here to take out this next race. Although he's got a couple of speedy customers behind him. First one is Brian's cousin here in the 21 car, and also Alex McEwen, who is only going to get faster every lap of this race. Dean Verrill and him were pretty much toe-to-toe that entire race, so possibly just proceedings as they were in the next one, which will probably give a free kick to those guys in front. Colin Warwick joining the server as well, and Olive and Marzella certainly have their hands full with Jake Buttigieg down there, Matt Munro and Fitness starting within the top 10. Brendan Hark back there, the winner of race 1 as well in the top 10. Despite what the timing tower says, it's counting my broadcast car as number 1, but that's not where it is. Gray Ward just missing out on the old top 10 reverse grid this time in the number 1. Number 1 punter, gee whiz, Dion Clerk. It's a tough call. We're friends, so we'll give him a bit of shit for that one. Dion Clerk, James Pickard down there in 14th, Lockie Grant in 15th. Who we got next? Zach O'Reilly.
We've got Lachlan Grant there. Then we've got Ezra Simons, Lee Crowther, the Birdman, sitting there as well. Braveheart of Wallace in 18th place, sorry. 19th place is the Italian stallion Gerardo Bianco there as well. He should have the red car, but anyway. Yeah. Air Malta represent for Paul Buttigieg, senior of the 2 Buttigiegs there, off 20th place. He'll be happy with that. Taylor Simmons, or Turkey Baster, as I like to call him, or Turkey Gobbler in 21st. The Fish in Will Savard, or White Savard in 22nd place. Lee James, 23rd, he'll be giving Matt Munro some shit tomorrow about his podium giveaway special. And then Remo Granda, 24th there, with Sam Dooley in 25th, and the Pertec car, beautiful. The windscreen's back. Ian O'Brien, good to see you, mate. And we've got Mark Stevens, the media journalist there from the AFL, in at 26. But don't worry, that means the lights are up, Christopher, which means it's time to go racing. Yeah, it is. We've got 3, 4, 5 lights up. Well, Colton Atkins down at the back. He won't be happy with that. But let's see how we get away here in race 2. And it seems pretty even there as well. Marzella will probably lead down into turn 1. And as soon as I say that, Clint Olive says, mate, you know what? I'm getting pretty close. I might be able to send it up the inside. He does. Who's that looking around the outside? Fabian Fitness. No, it's Jason McFadden. What a start from him. He goes zooming around
the outside of both of them. And poor old Clint Olive is a cork in the bottle there. Look at them all lining up behind. Warwick and Alex McEwen as well had to do some avoidance action as Dean Verrill, Colin Warwick around the outside, slides it up the inside of Alex McEwen in the car 31. Very good racing from them. They go, the Elephants marching 2 by 2, hurrah, down this part of the track. Where's Matt Munro looking up the inside? This could be dangerous. He tries to slide it up there, has to get on the anchors, and luckily Warwick and McEwen saw him coming. They're going to go maybe 3 wide here, but they do not slot in. Here goes Matt Munro looking around the long way. It's not going to happen for him this time. Dean Verrill now slotting up behind both of those guys, and behind them is Fitness and Buttigieg. Let's ride on board with Buttigieg because he's got a great view of the happenings there. There goes Fitness in front, going half defensive. Bit of smoke there from one of the cars. That's Clint Olive. There goes Matt Munro up there around the outside, and manages to take that position. Clint Olive now vulnerable to McEwen. Looking around the outside, will have the preferred run of the next turn. Olive turning in on him there, getting turned around. One of the cardinal sins of Wednesday Cup. We always tell them, ladies and gentlemen, don't turn into a turn. Before you know, he's done it again. There's 2 cars on the inside and absolute chaos. There goes Jake Buttigieg spinning around like a dreidel down into the final turn. Manages to pull it up straight, but he's lost about 10 positions now by the end of it. Absolute chaos on the first lap.
That's a bit of karma for Olive because he was the one who punted Ezra Simons in race 1 there at the end of it. So probably just coming back for him pretty quickly, but nefarious stuff. We had about 3 or 4 in a row there of just tap, 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 NASCAR style, and it ended in disaster for 2 people. And the championship leader, the big one, oh, that's up. That would be Olive in the background again, spinning too. Yeah. So it's really hurt him. He's done. He's had enough for that one. He's out. Jake Buttigieg's all the way down in 16th. He'll be absolutely spewing at the moment, but he might have some fun here, be able to try and climb through the midfield. As you can see, some different lines there straight into that turn. He can take 3 or 4 of them differently there. And Crowther just tried to get the job done. He's already got the switch back here over Wallace in front of him. Oh, that's dicey. Look at them both fighting over. Look at the car behaviour as well. They're just sliding and slipping their way through the corner. Jake Buttigieg's having none of it, though. He's just full smooth, easy as you like, power delivery. Now it's a battle here at this two with Wallace and Crowther because Wallace is trying to go back at Crowther again. Heavy on the brakes. He's going to send it. Oh, that's a massive moment there for Lachlan Grant again. I'll tell you what, the misso's watching this one. She's going, I'll tell you what, would have been a better time. Would have been a better time with me, mate. But you have fun out there, Tambo. Yeah. But now poor old Lachlan Grant's going backwards. Matt Munro's also going backwards too because he's facing the wrong way. Oh, nearly redresses into everyone as well, Matt Munro. So he's come a gutter somehow. Contact there, obviously, and sailing back down. Massive implications here because Buttigieg's gone backwards. Munro's gone backwards here. And it's the bloody Brian's cousin out in front. He's leading this race. And he has got about 500 IQ points right about now at this stage if he can keep it together. Speaking of which, can Buttigieg get through this little tussle here in turn 1? Oh, full outside goes Wallace there. Birdman's there too. Could be 3 wide here, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's not.
We saw it coming.
You're joking me. Absolute disaster there. That is Buttigieg for sure. Just little touch and rub there from all 3 of them. Somehow get out of it, but now that battle's been dissipated into a little 3x3 instead of a 3 at the same corner. But Buttigieg now trying to get back into P12, and he's got a good run here on the Birdman, and he'll just stick it down the inside here. Easy, like, look at that. Just full noses into the apex. Darts it out the other side. Crowther's got no answers for it. Buttigieg up into 12th.
Yeah, fantastic stuff there. A little bit hairy getting out there in race 2. These guys doing what they do sometimes. Here you go, the Italian Stallion getting stuck into Paul Buttigieg there as well. Buttigieg getting the better of it, and Lockie Grant chiming in. Matt Munro down there in 16th position. Not where he wanted to be after this race, but if he hangs around there, he will be in contention for pole position off race 2, but off race 3. But it's a big points hit in the championship if he finds himself down there for too long. But I tell you what, anything can be served up in this championship, as we've seen so far. We're only 2 rounds into the second race as well, and oh geez, that's almost another one being turned around there, but Matt Munro manages to gather onto it. Lockie Grant going around the outside is probably thinking I reckon the misso is probably teasing him as well, walking past in something nice and saying, well, look what you could have had, but guess what? You're getting 0 tonight, Loggy.
Oh my
and
God.
that is a crazy move there from Fitness. Jeez, he does that a lot. He is one of the bravest men in sim racing. I'll tell you what, he's done some crazy things over the years, but what about that for a maneuver? Taking 2, McEwen and Verrill just watching that going, I can't believe what I just saw. And dropping a position down to 5th and 6th, and they just carry on with the battling that they did in the first race.
No, look at these 3 quick customers, all line astern. Got Fitness, McEwen, and Verrill, the tip rat at the back, trying to get himself into there and get some carcasses into his gulp, because at the moment he's hungry. He just got done for 2 positions there at turn 1. That's where Fabian was so opportunistic, but McEwen probably thought the heavens opened for him, and here comes Fabian Fitness like a bloody dart down the inside and just took the position off him. But he's trying to get it back there as McEwen. Oh, that's very ambitious out the back there. He's just managed to pull it out of the hat in terms of a magician, sort of like car control did McEwen, because I thought for sure he was wide and off into the bunda. Gets the job done, but Verrill right there again. So now these boys go through the S's here, onto the outer loop and into the suck section of the track. The ladies of the night here will be getting full jealous. They need to get some double wrist action going on here and maybe some extra things going, because here comes Verrill. He's gone into the slipstream now. McEwen can see him coming. He's pulled out at the last second, which sometimes think people might do as well in this population. But he's come through the race. Can he get the job done around the outside? Oh, he's nearly punted the back end of Fabian. And if that poor driving experience on under brakes, he's lost another position there to Pickard, who's just picked his place and taken it off him. Here comes the Hackster, and he's going to try and get himself back up to this one after taking race 1. This is cracking stuff. It's all happening. These boyos are going hammer and doggy dog style.
It is all happening. Don't you worry about that. Oh, the Italian Stallion's facing the wrong way. Takes Mamma mia. He goes off into the sand and gets it back on the circuit safely. Well done there. Dean Verrill's called it quits. What's happened there? I don't know. Maybe that's a controller malfunction or a wheel malfunction. Something about that. But here's a man who is on the charge here. James Pickard up to 6th position. Great racing from him. We haven't seen much of this bloke here in the Wednesday Cup, but I'll tell you what, if you can get up to 6th position in any of these races, you're doing well. Here he goes now. He's got Fitness and McEwen in the front, out the front windscreen, and that is a formidable task ahead of him. But I tell you what, if he just holds on to the back of these 2 for now, they're going to go racing very shortly, and it looks like they've already started to kick that off. McEwen, look at that, gets a nice exit from the final turn, a bit sideways from Fabian, but manages to get the power down somehow in that Formula F16 Ford Megale, whatever you want to call it. These little single seat fun machines absolutely serving it up in the racing department. Look at this, the little 3-way gaggle. But here we got Clerk, Ward and Buttigieg all battling it out into turn 1. This isn't going to end well. I've got a feeling they're going to go 3 wide. This is crazy. Oh, lock up from Buttigieg gives Clerk a bit of a punt through. They manages to hold on. No one's crying over spilt milk just yet, but Grey Ward is going to give the hurry up to Dion Clerk here at the moment. Clerk just missing his braking marker a little bit, goes to just maybe half a car's width wide, but Ward was onto it there. Wow, great car control through there and over the curbing. Down here, that's Buttigieg and Lee Crowther side by side as well. Where do you look? Oh, geez, that was close as well. Maybe just some great avoidance there from the senior Buttigieg as these guys go racing hard.
They're pushing him hard, though. He's just getting punted around everywhere as the old timer. But, oh, no, he's gone locked up and full pirouetted himself around. Oh, Paulie, we're right on you, mate. And we got caught right on 2K at the moment. Poor bastard. He'll get back into it, though. Don't worry about it. Speaking of getting into it, though, that is Buttigieg now up the inside of Grey Ward. He's muscled his way through. That's a junior Buttigieg, so he's all good to go. Ray's going to try and fight it back at a rate, and not so. But I reckon here it's all over for Grey Ward versus Buttigieg unless something comes proper. Now the next target on the track for Buttigieg is Dion Clerk with 6 minutes and 46 seconds left in this one. Plenty of time, but Grey Ward's just got to rip a run, but then oversteers on the exit and just loses all that momentum. Can Buttigieg get the suck? I don't think he's too close enough at the moment, but he'll get something here. So will Grey Ward. So it's racing again here and still led this race is Jason McFadden by a good 2 seconds over Cole Warwick. So it's going to be a surprise win here if Jason can keep it together. Pickard and McEwen are going at it though too. Look at that timing tower going up and down. Unless it's giving me something to think about. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just going up and down, backwards and forwards. Here's a little change for position here. Oh, James Pickard. Yeah, he just couldn't hold on to it there into the final turn. Now he's going to be very much vulnerable here because Ezra had a pretty good exit out of that final turn, and it's a long. Oh no, this is into the first turn. So yeah, you want to be doing that job well through the back end of this circuit, should I say? That's just the back straight. I got a little bit confused. A few of these turns look the same, but out in front, McFadden is all but done by the shouting. I don't know if Colin can close that gap. He's doing it about a tenth at a time, but he might just run out of time here in this short race. Dion Clerk and Buttigieg very close indeed on the circuit, side by side. In fact, here goes Jake up the inside, says thank you very much. But as we've seen, Dion Clerk is not a easy customer to get that overtake done on, and he will stick it fat, or at least try to, around the outside. He's got one of his Speed Nation teammates up in front. That's Ezra, so they could be on the old Speed Nation chat here saying, you know what, maybe just back up Mr. Buttigieg into the lap of me and see if I can get this job done. But he's close enough for a bit of a suck down this front straight, and we've seen how strong it can be, but it is the double suck. There goes Jake Buttigieg looking around the outside. Ezra going half defensive down into turn one. Whoa, how's this going to play out? Oh, Ezra just taking the track and all of it. Oh, geez, that's close. This could be, this
my goodness,
very risky maneuvers here from Jake Buttigieg looking around the outside. I don't think he was too happy about getting binned earlier on, but he made the move stick finally. That's really good racing in the end. Both of those guys avoiding each other, and just he gets past and really puts a great racing from him. Up in front, though, we've got Marzella under attack now from Alex McEwen.
Yeah, he is. I'll tell you what, that was a bee's dick between Buttigieg taking off his rear end and Dion Clerk's Israel Simon, front nose. That was cracking, but it's 2x2 Noah's Ark style here down the mid straightway section of this one, and it's nearly 3x3. If that's going to work there, I'll be bugging. Alex McEwen's going to go right outside of the head of the cheese board here and trying to serve up some better quality stuff on the board, get a bit of brioche in there as well. But geez Louise, he's just muscled his way through and said, "Nup, my triple bree's better than yours, Tomo, and I'm gone. I'm out." So into fourth place, Alex McEwen goes. He's got that job done very nice and tidy from the both of them, and they kept it relatively on pace also, which is going to be good because they don't want to be battling too much, and Alex McEwen gets right out in front. Fourth place for him. He's got 3.6 seconds between himself and the guy in front of Fabian Fitness, but only 3.5 minutes left to go in this one. It's going to be very, very tough to do. But at the front here, we've got to go to the front because at the moment it looks like a massive threat here for McFadden's lead because here comes Cole Warwick and he's gone around the outside.
Wow.
Oh, opportunistic move there from Warwick. Beautiful stuff there on Brian's cousin. He gets that job done now. After all, leading every single lap of this race, 3 minutes left and Jason's lost the lead. And he's got to be careful because here comes Fabian Fitness. And I think Cole Warwick was right there looking at that closing speed of Fabian thinking, I need to get the job done. And look at the closing speed of Jason there as well. He's just all over it. Warwick's wide there onto the dirt. He goes. McFadden's there too. Fabian Fitness in the foreground, hoping to lick up any sort of nonsense that comes out of this two battling. I think Jason's going to be pretty angry because he's now only got 150 IQ instead of 200. And look at this overlap. He's going to trailer park girl move around the outside. Can he get the job done under brakes, Jason? Don't outdo yourself. Get it pointed in. Turn it into the apex. Warwick's been very, very generous on the racing room. But Jason's got contact again. Oh, my goodness me. Fabian's even got through. And he's taken the lead after all that. Wow, what an opportunistic overtake there from Fabian Fitness. McFadden's still in second place and Warwick is in third. Oh, that's going to be a little bit of argy-bargy there too, but this man's led the race right now. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go, and he's going to sail away here if he's got the pace, Christopher. What an absolute scene.
Yeah, only a couple of laps to go here now. This will be the second last time they cross the finish line. How about that? It was all happening here, and the guy that's proved me wrong, I thought, oh, he's not going to be able to catch McFadden. Something's happened along the line to McFadden, and Warwick's just closed that gap like it's nothing. The old reverse commentator curse coming into play here, so that's the great stuff from him. But then he's given it all back with a little bit of contact there with McFadden, should I say, and now it's a little three-way tussle. Look behind him, there's McEwen, Hack, and Hark, and Marzella as well in close proximity. How good's this guy going? Still hanging on to sixth position with the amount of, experienced talent that we've seen out here in the Wednesday Cup, and he's hanging on to sixth position. That's great stuff. Here's Taylor Simmons, the turkey baster down into turn one. He's on the right side of the track. That's where you want to be key, folks. If you want to get that overtake into turn 1, you want to be on the inside. And Silly Salmon just has to give it up and drops down to 20th position. Let's see who's in line here for the pole position. It's this man on your screen at the moment, Lockie Grant. He might just find himself on the pole. He's got Lee Crowther behind him, the Crow man. It's Brandon Lee from The Crow, if that's a pretty obscure reference if anyone else there knows that film. But hopefully he doesn't get shot as well, because this is going to be a little battle for pole position coming right up. Lee Grant. I've got him mixed up. Lockie Crowther. That's what I need to say. Goodness me. Matt Munro now off the track again. What's going on? It's all just gone from bad to worse from him tonight. The red mist descending, I can only assume. And Crowther now has got that position. Now he goes into pole position for race 3. And wowee, it's all happening up the front as well, with Colin Warwick right on the back of Brian's cousin again. More having a little dip up the inside. Geez, that must have been close. A little cigarette paper covers the back of those two. Let's go on board here with Warwick and see if he can make any headway towards the end of this race.
I'll tell you what, if there was a full valve that was inside these guys' head right now, they'd be exploding, because it's so tight between these two guys. And look at Jace go for the early apex. Outside goes Colin. Oh no, Cole! Full Tokyo drift himself, got into it and managed to save it, but his tyres will be very, very hot indeed. The timer is ticked down to 0. Ladies and gentlemen, and that means the race is about to be over, because this is the final one to go. We've only got about 4 corners left in this one. Can Fabian Fitness hold on with 1.8 second lead? I think so, but the biggest story is, can Jace hold on to second? Because this is a fierce man, Colin Warwick, but his tyres are as hot as his bloody paint job at the moment. Red raw in the temperature department here, and he's really, really trying everything, but I don't think he can get the job done on Jason McFadden, who's done a stellar job here, mind you. No practice for Jason either, so he's going to take some credit. But this man is going to take the absolute highest of the opportunistic credit department, because he just sailed it in when he needed to. Fabian Fitness did. Some of my mates like to call him Fabio. So Fabio's going to cross the front start-finish line here, take the blood in race 2 and get that victory again. Beautiful stuff from Fabian Fitness. Jason McFadden in Brian's cousins out 140 IQ, so he's happy about that. In second, Cole Warwick drove the wheels off that little red monster there. McEwen gets 4th place, which is a great result for him. He had to battle hard for that one, because Brendan Haxter was coming at him. Only half a second bit split those two at the start-finish line at the end. Ahead of the cheese board in Marzella gets 6th place. The Corporal Jake Buttygig 7th. 50 Shades of Colour gets 8th. Ezra Simmons gets 9th place. And Dion Clerk in the top 10 for Speed Nation. 9th and 10th. A good representation from them, Christopher.
Yeah, those guys kicking goals there on and off the track. So get your bums to speednation.co.nz, I believe, is the link. Yep. If you want to find a hyperlink, there is one in the description of the video below. These guys are one of our proper real-world sponsors here, Speed Nation, for all your sim gear and flight sim controls. They've got PC peripherals, all that sort of stuff, monitors, whatever you want. Go and check it out. And if you want to get yourself a little 10% discount, use the word Simsational in the checkout voucher code, and you will get that little 10% off. So thank you to Speed Nation for being a proud partner of us here at Simsational TV. But we've got even bigger things to worry about here. We got race 3. Off pole position is Lee Crowther. Poor old Lockie Grant missing out there, but look, he who gets it earns it, is Lee Crowther there in 15th. Behind him on the front row will be Remo. And behind them will be Matt Munro, so he'll be looking to make up for the follies of race 2 with James Pickard behind him. Hayden Wallace will line up with Dion Clerk, with Simons and Ward behind them, with Jake Buttygig, Tommy Marzella, the Brendan Hark, the Huckster, and Alex McEwen behind them, with Colin Warwick, Jason McFadden and Fabian Fitness rounding out the top 15 coming into race 3. It's going to be good stuff. Evening, Ron. He's joined us finally. I was going to send out a search party. I don't know if Ron joined us. We were a little bit worried here at Simsational TV when the chief engineer of MBR Racing, that's the Marshall Brothers team, was going to join us. It's good to know you're safe and well, Ronald. Welcome to the stream. hope you're enjoying the Formula Fords. They're absolutely kicking off. You got to get Harley involved in the Big Banger series. We saw Jesse having a crack around. We thought Harley would as well, but maybe in the coming weeks we'll get the big dog out there as well. So the full MBR contingent ready to go. But Zach, I think we should send us off to race 3 in the meantime.
Yeah, enough bloody waffling here, ladies and gentlemen, in the combox. There's more waffles here than a fucking Waffle House, but you name it. We'll get back here for race 3. Oh, we love a bit of waffling anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Race 3, 17 minutes coming your way for the final race of round 2 at Lausitzring here in Germany for the Formula Megale's Wednesday Cup season 18. Getting back in time for me as well. That's an absolute disaster there on my old vocabulary department. So speaking of that, I'm going to get out of here, take a break, and so will Simsational TV for the final one here in just a hot second. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Simsational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code Simsational. That is SIMSATIONINAL. Oh, my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10. Wow. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as a
back on track, folks, and it is all kicking off here tonight. Fairly good turnout as well. I mean, a fantastic turnout as always here at the Wednesday Cup. It is the premier racing series in the country, just about, with attendance. And I'll tell you what, these guys are racing for sheep stations out there. Don't get me wrong, it's meant to be a fun little affair for everyone to get involved and have a bit of banter. But these guys just, they like to race hard. They like to race hard and fast, as the great man used to say. But as always, there are incidents out there on track. So you just got to remember, it's all out there for fun. So who is going to win this? Get your predictions in the chat there. We've got... Okay, it's all happening there in the chat, and Zach's going to go and calm that down. But let's move it forward. Lee Crowther is on pole position, folks. Remo Grand is in second position. Zach O'Reilly is back in the commentary box after the boys are getting a little bit heated in the chat here. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of cars missing on circuit as well, so a bit slow on the uptake there as well. But now, this is the uptake of what you want. The lights are green and Lee Crowther's away. Remo Grant trying to maybe poke his nose up the inside in race 1, but it hasn't been successful for anyone so far. So Crowther will just sweep around the outside and take that. Matt Munro, we've got to watch him on the opening lap. Can be aggressive, but he goes up into 3rd position. Around the outside is James Pickard. The Two-Speed Nation boys almost getting tangled up there as well. Dion Clerk's in the background with Gray Ward. We're right on board with him, having to avoid one of the Speed Nation cars. That's Ezra Simons. Oh, they've come together, and Wardy's just a bit of target fixation there. Should have gone left, should have gone right, but made it through nonetheless. McFadden now on the back of him with Jake Buttigieg, Fabian Fitness. Oh, look at this. The cars are splaying out all over the circuit here. Everyone's, oh, who's that? Just backing it in. Lockie Grant doing a bit of Tokyo Drift styling there, reverse entry into turn 5, and that is just an absolute gaggle. Look at it. These Formula Fords trying to get out of there, 3 wide, 4 wide. If they can all get through that unscathed, I'd be very surprised. Here is Brendan Hack on the outside of Colton Atkins coming down. He's actually found himself on the inside, so this could be an overtaking opportunity for the Hack stuff. Getting on the brakes, and respectful racing from both of these guys. Look at that. That's how you do it, folks. You just leave a car's width on the outside as you come in and out of the turn. That's the racing rules here at Simsational TV. Down here, Lachlan Grant, there's someone going backwards. Gray Ward's found himself facing the wrong way, but that is racing. He's going to have to wait until all those cars get back out on circuit. He's trying to inch his way through, but it's like getting out of the Kmart shopping centre at 5 p.m. It's just not going to happen for you. Look at this big gaggle of cars. Who's at the back? Atkins. He's right on board with him, Zach, because he doesn't know which car. Yeah. Oh, never. Yeah.
But at the moment, Matt Munro leads with 7/10 of a second between himself and the Birdman. And then James Pickard right behind him for 3rd. McFadden also up in 4th after a 2nd place in race 2. He's going great guns here. And this is a good little battle here between Smart and Simons. This could be on like Donkey Kong, Christopher.
Yeah, it is. Let's have a look up the order. There's maybe a battle forming at the front, but Matt Munro has just got past. So down here, Marzella and Remo getting feisty with each other. Look at this. We're right on board with Remo. He is right up behind him and gonna maybe just tuck in for the suck. What are you doing there, Mr. Remo? That's where you want to be, right up behind him. Now dart to the left. No, we're not listening. We're not listening to Chris Munro today. We're going to go on the outside into turn 1. How many times we've seen this? Is it going to work for him? Probably not. He's going to look for the up and under, but it's one of those turns where the radius just isn't long enough to make that happen. Marzella holds on and will do for another, well, at least a few corners. Let's go down here. Clint Olive and Joshy Sadler battling it out. Frog has made a bit of a mistake there. He's going back through the order. And, well, it's his first time in these cars, I can only assume. So brand new to the series is Mr. Frog, and hopefully he can go racing cleanly. He's having a bit of a battle here with Gray Ward as well. Both of these guys side by side. Let's see if the newbies needed talking to before they even get started. Here goes Frog up the inside, keeping it clean so far. No major punts. But Gray Ward, as we've seen, he doesn't mind getting feisty behind the old wheel of a four-wheeler. Here he goes, takes that position off him again. So those two guys trading blows as it be. We've got Sam Dooley and Dion Clerk just in the foreground there with Clerk looking up the inside. Here he goes, he's going to make a move down into this turn. Gets the job done quite easily in the end.
Yeah, that was a good little move there, just under brakes confidence as you like. Got the job done on Hooly Dooly and straight past him. But this is good stuff here for Paul Buttigieg too. He's going to be under pressure. In fact, Paul's looking for a move there on the fish in front of him, Salmon. So it's looking pretty good here for Paul Buttigieg. A little bit racy in race 2, so good to see him up there. He's having a good old tussle with these boys. His elbows out, ready to rock and roll. We're in the section of the old Lausitzring at the moment. He's going for it, but I'll tell you what, he's got a quick customer behind him at Dion Clerk. He's pulled out to the right-hand side again, and probably trying to get a suck off that car in front of him. Look at that overlap there, just enough there. Paul Buttigieg's going to sail it down the inside. Full check up there in front for the fish. They're all gone wide. Oh, massive moment. Paul Buttigieg and the fish have got together, and they've hooked each other, hook, line and sinker, and both ended up absolutely dead on the outside of the river. Goodness gracious me, this is incredible. Look at the head of the cheese board though, firing it down the inside narrow. And here comes Remo Grant. He's trying to get himself back up into those positions. He had a good opportunity here to be leading the race, but it's gone away. There's Ezra Simons in his also Speed Nation car, trying to inject himself inside the top 10 here. The head of the cheese board's under fire here. He's got what has he got? He's got the Frankfurts coming in onto the platter. He's got the pate injected into him, and his platter at the moment on his old tongue is looking a pretty sight at the moment in 10th.
We are in the correct part of the world as well for a bit of Frankfurt or 9. So when in Rome, they say, or when in Germany even, get those Frankfurts into you. Someone's just gone off the street there. Remo Grant's forgot to hit the brakes and he goes straight off into the bunda. So he's going to have to rethink that one for the next time around. And yeah, he's going to have Olaf and Taylor Simmons just rounding it out there too. Maybe thinking he's a bit of a target. Colton Atkins, though, doing the fastest lap of the race so far. 4 laps in, we're 1:30. That's pretty quick as well. So where is he on the grand scheme of things? He's down here in 9th position, chasing Mr. Alex McEwen. 2.5 tenths, 3 tenths of difference, which is basically sweet F all in these cars. They're a low-powered option and hard to contain. But look at that, Alex just lost it. Mr. Drifter, what happened, mate? He's lost it into the wall and around he goes.
How much was that gonna cost
I'll tell
me?
you what, that's going to cost you about $9,000, bro. And that's something you don't see very often, though, either. Mr. McEwen making a mistake on his own accord. But there you go. We've seen it all happen here in the Wednesday Cup. And there's another one to add to your bingo cards. If you had that one, you're probably looking at a straight set win there in the old Bingo Meister game. But look at this. The little gap up the front here is just starting to come down. We thought Matt Munro in clean air would just run away with it. But Lee Crowther's keeping him honest back here. And as soon as I say that, he's made a massive mistake.
Yeah, that's a curse and a half there, I'll tell you. He didn't bend it. We've got to give him one. Yeah, we've got to have one every stream. But look at that, though. The Matt Munro's just got out and galloped away now. It's 1 second. That's a little mistake. It costs you massively, and especially at this part of the circuit too, where it's just full throttle. That gap just increases and increases. But this battle here is still not over. We've got Ward, Clerk and Grant. Oh my goodness gracious me! Story of the night for this bloke on board at the moment. Whoa. I reckon he'd love to be on board someone else at the moment. I'm telling you. He's all right.
He's got a 1-month ban there, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see him for a couple of rounds. But anyway, he's going to tell the Missy, because she won't be watching, that he did get a first, second, and a third. So it was a good night out, and he'll be lady luck tonight. I can give you the tip, luck and grant. But let's get off him. Go back to the Hackster at the moment. Beautiful run there out of that corner. This is cracking racing here because we've got 3 cars involved in a little battle. Oh! Beautiful move there from the Hackster up the inside of Buttigieg. Can he go make it stick, though? Buttigieg's going around the outside, and no, he overlapped just too much there for Hackster to get involved into an overtaking proposition. Luckily, he got that job cleanly done up the inside, locked the brakes and all, and Buttigieg comes out the other side. All the monkey see and monkey do, out onto the AstroTurf. Into the bunda they go. And James Pickard's got a battle for the ages here at the moment with two very, very quick customers behind him. Oh, cursed him again. Goodness gracious me. Here comes Buttigieg. Here comes a Hackster. These are 3 wide nearly, I reckon, here. By the time we get into the Suck Stadium section, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong between these three, and see if Atkins can inject himself back into this one after having a horror night.
Yeah, he'll be looking to do that as well. Since he was the fastest guy during the week, that brings you into the race with a certain amount of confidence. And then when things just don't go your way, you can find yourself starting to get on the desperation side of things. So he's up there in the top 8. There's still 7.5 minutes to go. Plenty of time to go. He's got 3 cars in front of him, so if he plays his cards correctly, he could be in the top 5 by the end of this race at least. With look at that, Pickard and Hack just going up the inside there. Wowee, that's tight stuff. Tight racing. Jake Buttigieg, in fact, it was getting on the better side of James Pickard. Great racing. Oh, geez, Pickard going very wide, almost coming off the track there, and Hackster as well doing the same thing through the next turn. So these guys all just sort of following each other through these crazy lines and outbraking themselves and each other. Here goes, oh, little contact there, Pickard, that was never on. Buttigieg is going to pay the price for that one. Sorry, Pickard is. It's his own fault, and cops a bit of a redress for himself, so he goes back there as well. Buttigieg and Atkins now. See, look at that. Atkins just holding patience, and that's all you need to do sometimes, and just wait for the mistakes to come and take advantage of them.
Yeah, they do, and that's where it happens. The crumbs get dropped on the ground, and a hungry Labrador comes through in Colton Atkins and takes the crumbs again, but he's got a whole battle in front of him now because Buttigieg's got that position back. Oh, no. Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh, the wheels are off.
Look at that. It's upside down.
Look at that
You've
thing.
never seen anything like this in his DNF. Holy mackerel indeed, an upside down from Migale, all on his own accord there for Colton, the witness of absolute carnage there himself. That was incredible.
Wow.
Oh, you just nearly just feel for the poor bloke. He's had an absolute disaster, nightmare on Elm Street style for him. And here comes Fabian Fitness though, because he's got McFadden in front of him. McFadden's trying to get another podium. Now look at McFadden, full Toko drift, somehow put it together. That 140 IQ has really, really helped him in the driving department. He's doing everything he possibly can to impersonate a too-gay Freddie Mercury style driver, as Christopher Munro said. But at the moment, he's got real pressure point motors from Fabian Fitness behind him, and then he's got Crowther in front of him, who's only 1.1 seconds up the road, and they're all going now. Yeah, they can't park there, that's for sure, Colton. Goodness gracious me.
Matt Hagman prompting me for that one there in the chat. Look at this, though. Fabian Fitness all over the back. McFadden here as well. He wants to channel some of these high IQ customers, but I think when it comes down to it, you don't really want to be, what's his name, Stephen Hawking. You don't want to end up like him, like we saw Colton Atkin probably is, with no halo on these cars as well. You're sitting upside down, you might find yourself in the old Stephen Hawking section of the population. But let's get away from that, because that's insensitive to some. But this is Simsational TV, ladies and gentlemen. We're all 18 plus here in the comment section. Look at that move around the outside from Fabian Fitness. Beautiful stuff. There's no Hawking radiation here. It's all just side-by-side racing as they go around the final turn, just spinning out onto the course proper. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Maybe Fabian might just think about getting back into the old suckage there. I don't think it's going to happen for him, but they're going to go side-by-side now down into turn 1. McFadden has the better of it. A little bit of a rub on the wall there for Fabian Fitness, getting the late apex and the momentum through this little snaky section. But wowee, look at that. He's right on it too. Very close indeed on the circuit and in the timing tower department. Very close indeed. McFadden just holding on by the skin of his neck here at the moment. 4 minutes to go, but so plenty of time for Fabian to make that move stick.
Yeah, he's doing great jobs here at the moment. He's Fabian on McFadden and McFadden on Fabian too. Great defensive driving from the both of them, and taking opportunistic moves when they possibly can at their best point. So it's great driving. I really need to clap your hands to these boys for doing it as they are, because it's clean, it's mean, and it's also fast too. So they're going to be really, really hammering themselves into the last 3 minutes and 40-odd seconds of this race. And what's happened to Ezra Simons? He's gone backwards again. McEwen's injected himself back inside the top 10 somehow after making his own mistake. But Ezra Simons won't be too upset with a 10th place. What can Remo Grant do here on Maxwell Smart in front of him? We'll see what these guys can do. Good thinking, 99 at the moment here for Maxwell Smart, because in 11th place. He's just got the job done. And here comes Remo up the inside. Beautiful job. Oh, look at that. All four wheels just slid there for Smarty Pants. And here comes Olaf as well, back around the outside, having a disaster race too. Now race 3 is trying to get himself back inside the top 10 at least. Simons is at the front of this one. Look at that. That is incredible from Smart. Having a good old tussle with Remo. Now 3 wide again. We'll go into the old suck section of this circuit. And it's all balls to the wall now. Who's got the best exit? Because that's the maximum momentum they need. 3-way suck train here. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Looks like Smart actually had the better of the exits and just making a little bit of headway on Remo there in front. It's not going to be enough by the time they get into the braking zone, but it looks like he just wants to show the nose a little bit and actually just commit on it too. It goes right in there. It's a really wide line there from Remo as well. Just invited Mr. Smart right up the inside. 99 was calling and he's taken the old shoe off and said, yeah, thank you very much. I'll have some of that. Grey Ward says, if only the STV MQT livery was racing, it should be. I put it on the server. I don't know what the hell's going on, but thank you very much, Grey Ward, for the super chat $20 donation, sir. How he's done that while he's driving, I've got no idea, but he's a man of many talents. But there goes Olaf, just loses it down there into, where are we? Turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not ideal for him, but he gets back out. Oh, geez, just gets back out on the circuit. Dion Clerk had to avoid him there a little bit. Up the front, they're starting to gather the troops, I suppose, for another little push. But the battle is closer back down here with Mark Stevens on the back of Smart now as well. A couple of newcomers to the service, so let's focus on these guys for a little bit and see how they go racing.
Yeah, definitely. Ron Marshall's come into the chat as well with another donation. Ronnie. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate that. Oh boy, in the feeding department, are these guys racing hard at this stage? You've got Stevens versus Smart. You've got the old phone call on the shoot versus the old news reporter here as well, AFL style. No one else will know that unless they're in Victoria. But he's got a suck here. He's gone the actual proper way. He's listened to Chris Munro somehow saying, go left, son, and he's actually done it. And that will get a bloody overtake finally. I'll tell you what. Can he get the job done into turn 1, though? Gets him pointed in late, and a braking performance there onto the AstroTurf, uses all that curb, gets it out the other side. Beautiful pass there from Mark Stevo. Doing a really good job here on debut inside the top 12 with this quality of drivers in the field. He's doing very, very well. Let's go. This is the final lap of the race, so however, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to this one because look at Jason McFadden. He's got the Birdman in front of him. This is a really, really sort of nervous place to be in because that was near disaster there for McFadden. He got off the brake just at the point of not. So would have been off into the grass and Fabian would be gifted 4th. But Jason's got an opportunity to get 2nd. Crowther's trying to defend that position, but then Fabian wants to also get 3rd. So Jason's in a massive, massive meat in the sandwich situation here. As we round the final turn, here we go. Oh, this might not be the last lap of the race. We've only got 14 seconds to go. Here comes Matt Munro. Are we going to get there before the
I think we're going to get there. It might be one more. Get there
by 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I reckon 5-4. Yep, there it is. We've got one more to go. Jason's got all the pressure on him as well. But here he goes. He's gone for the outside manoeuvre here on the Birdman. Can Brian's cousin get the job done? Birdman's gone late. McFadden's come back the other way and he's nearly got the job done. Oh, this is incredible. Inside he goes. Beautiful opportunistic movement. Fabian's gone there and muscled his way through on the Birdman. Oh, there was contact there, I reckon. Birdman's fighting back. There goes Hooly Dooly, and there goes poor old Lee Crowther. Lost the 4th place. He possibly could have got a 3rd. Now that cemented himself in 4th. Now Fabian finishes. Only got 7 tenths to go in 1 lap. Can he get 2nd place over McFadden? I will never know. Matt Munro's going to take this one by a country mile, but Jason's just got to keep it all straight and narrow, not onto the bunda there, my old friend. Yeah. Holy mackerel indeed. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, we've seen Crowther just lose it again. He's off into the bunda too, so just consolidating injuries there for him. But McFadden, as we saw, just dipped a couple off the field, and we saw what happened to Colton Atkins earlier on in this race. That was pretty much a little blue flag incident there. Geez, that was close. We just saw Fitness just barreling towards the back end of Jason McFadden's car. Jesus Christ, that was close. But as we said, we saw Colton Atkins do exactly the same thing. Just dipped a couple of wheels off as the car was turning, and around it went. So it's easily done in these cars. They're low grip. There's no downforce at all, and they only weigh about the same as a photograph of the car itself, so it's really hard to keep them in. But Matt Munro does cross the line, finally gets a win in the Wednesday Cup. It's taken 6 races, but he get there in the end, so a little bit of ballast coming his way, and McFadden will cross the line second, holding off a fast finishing Fabian Fitness. They will pull alongside each other and give each other a little thumbs up on the way through, as they do. And I tell you what, it's been an eventful round. Yeah. From what we've heard by the drivers in the chat, it's all been going off there in the drivers' room. We're going to hear about it after the race, I'm sure, with a few staff members in there. Brendan Hark comes across the line in 4th position. Jake Buttigieg in 5th. Lee Crowther, what could have been. He was up there, threw it all away a couple of times. Big mistakes in the end, but 6th for him. James Pickard in 7th position. Alex McEwen in 8th. Unusual to see him that far down the order. Here is Thomas Marzella in 9th position with Ezra Simons in 10th. Remo Grand in 11th. Mark Stevens in 12th position. Brody Barber fighting his way through, and a great result for him up there in 13. Yeah, he came from nowhere. David Smart on debut here in the Wednesday Cup season 18. Gets a pretty good start. It's a pretty good finish, and that's all that matters, really. 14th position for him in the top 15. Dion Clerk behind him. Clinton Olive. Taylor Simmons' first time out here in the Wednesday Cup in season 18 as well. In 17th, we got Sam Bensley behind him with Hayden Wallace. Froggy, his first time out. Don't run into other cars, please, sir. That's against the rules, but you'll be brought up to those in your next race. Rob Priest in 21st with the Silly Salmon. They're all doing donuts down here at the exit of turn 1. Good stuff. Jossie Sadler with Scotty McEwen in 24th. Let's have a look at this livery he's got. That's not the one that I loaded onto the server, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, goodness me. Something we need to look at in the break. But Scotty McEwen is rounds out your top 17. Let's go back to the pits and see who became beyond that. It was SCXV. We're going to fix that up. Don't know who that is. Paulie Buttigieg in 27th and Sam Dooley 27th, and a few casualties along the way. Dean Verrill opting not to come back for race 3. So Farrell Verrill, better things to do. But tell you what, overall, a successful round here for the Wednesday Cup and for some of the drivers up there in the front. It's certainly thrown a cat amongst the pigeons in this series. And I wonder who is going to be in the lead of this one now, with Jake Buttigieg probably not having the best of rounds compared to the last one.
It'll be interesting, and that's what we've got to find out once it all simmers down and everyone just takes a couple of breaths and apologises for F-bombs and Emily C-bombs as well. And, you know, your mum's this and your dad's that and your sister's whatever. Whatever they're saying in the chat is not on. And they need to calm themselves down, and we'll find out what he said. But after all, it is racing. It is testosterone-injected motorsport. Doesn't matter if it's sim or in real life. It means the same thing to some of these drivers. So that's how desperate it can be, and that's what the show was put on tonight. And a fantastic job by all of the drivers out there in Wednesday Cup land. A fantastic showing event, and it's been a pleasure to have every single one of our viewers here tonight, our Speed Nation, Bilco Pack, Simulator Driver Training, Track Racer as well. Our donors in the chat also giving their hard-earns to us here, Gray Ward and Ron Marshall, with both $20 each. Massive, massive thank you for that. Thank you to everyone in the chat as well. And also, finally, big thank you to the man, myth, the legend, Munro and Christopher, right beside me here tonight. It's been a pleasure to call it all with you, my dear friend.
Thank you, sir.
And it's been an absolute rip snort around. I can't wait till next Wednesday. That's going to be a fantastic event again. So if you haven't, like and subscribe us here at Simsational TV. We're on the journey to 2,000 subscribers.
Wow.
We're over 1,000. We're over 1,200.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Oh, Fabian's come in last minute as well. Thanks, guys, he says. Well, thank you, Fabian Fitness, as always, mate. Great driving from you tonight. And it's been an absolutely fantastic event. But, yeah, Simsational TV is going to be back soon. When are we back next, Christopher?
Next stream will be, let me think, Formula Fridays this week with Lindsay Muddle kicking it off there over at Far Gone Racing. So that is in the old school F1 cars. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get involved in a little bit of old school F1 action, I know a few of our drivers have gone to test the waters over there this time and loving life. So they're a bit of a handful, but if you're up for the challenge, go and check that out. If not, you want to tune in, Lindsay will be streaming on the Simsational channel from, I believe, around 8 o'clock. So tune in, set your timers, do whatever you want. It's if you're in on a Friday night, what better way to spend it?
Absolutely, and been a great way to spend my Wednesday night, as always, here for the Wednesday Cup. Hope everyone out there has enjoyed the show. I've enjoyed it thoroughly here myself from the commentary box, and it's off to get a couple of jugs of beer, Christopher, and some bratwurst, and maybe just get amongst the early October festivities here in Germany. So we're going to hit the hay and get out there on the town here in Germany. But thank you again. Love yous and leave yous here in the commentary box. Thank you to every single person who joins the community and Discord as well at Simsational Esports. So hats off to you. Round of applause. Christopher Munro has been himself, as always, a legend, a marvel, a mudflap haircut, front fringe winning style of musician. And I'm Zach O'Reilly. No talent at all, but guess what? You're not me. As always, here at Simsational TV. Until next time, keep it flat out.
Simsational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.